The Moto RAZR is finally coming back to life, and Samsung is having a few issues with their ultrasonic fingerprint scanners. Has Huawei actually ghosted us on their under-display camera technology? So if you like this type of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button and bell notification to keep up to date with the latest tech news on this channel. With that being said, I'm IC7 Tech and this is Tech Weekly. The first story today, ultrasonic fingerprint scanner can be hacked, and which is a story that I'm baffled why it's making so much noise right now in the industry. Like in an official statement that Samsung put out, they're saying to prevent any future issues, we advise that Galaxy Note 10, Note 10 Plus, S10, S10 Plus, and S10 5G users to refrain from using TPU cases or cheap cases on their devices. They must remove those cases, delete all previous fingerprints that were on the devices, and re-register their fingerprint again so that it's a more secure situation. But they did say that they're going to make a bug update in the next coming few days, so stay tuned for that if you have a Samsung Galaxy S10 device that has an ultra fingerprint scanner. Now for me, I think this has been blown out of proportion, and I feel like not all Samsung devices that have the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner can be manipulated like that. It's only about a few of them that do it. Maybe it's even a gimmick, who knows. But Samsung is taking it seriously, which is nice to see as a smartphone brand, because there are a lot of companies that can just shrug this off and say, yeah, we didn't know, or we can't do anything about it. But it's nice to see that Samsung is really working on the bug, and they'll patch it within the next coming few days. But it's pretty worrying if you have a Samsung device that it can be hacked so easily. In the second news of today, Samsung is also making their own in-display camera technology, and it's going to be available in 2020. Now it was said to be available in 2021. But if that happens, they will be the last company to put out this technology. And in this day and age, Samsung has been innovating in the Android market. So I feel like if they do it in 2020, it's going to be amazing. Even though you might not get it in the first 2 quarters, you may get it in the last quarter. So hopefully see it in the Note lineup, then either the S10 lineup or the S lineup. Now there are also a few patents that there is going to be a reverse notch. Now I don't know how true this is, and patents are and can change within the next coming few months leading up to the actual event and unpacked event to launch the actual technology and device. So that's not really something we can really look into as much, because it can change at any time. Now in the third story of today, Huawei ghosts us on under-display camera technology, and I don't know, I mean, there were leaks that there was an event happening. This event was not broadcast, or maybe it didn't go down, because when you go to Huawei's website, they were in Ireland doing a trade show there, showing off the future of 5G and how they're planning on getting into the 5G market. So I'm not really sure how, because it just doesn't add up, because when they were in Ireland, the event ends on the 17th, and they were supposed to be in Paris on the 17th doing an event for the under-display camera technology. So when you start researching it, it doesn't really make sense. But anyway, it got us a little bit hyped up, and if we know any more information about when they actually put this technology out, we'll let you guys know. But one of the leaks and renders specify that it's going to be in the Mate 40. Now I'm not really sure, because the Mate 30 just came out, and the Mate 40 can only come out in 2020, towards the end of 2020. So that information could be correct. That information is probably correct, because it gives Huawei enough time to develop the technology and to test it out even extensively, so that when it comes out it's more robust and it's more safe for a lot of consumers to use. And with also the ban with China and the US, it's really unknown where the future of Huawei is, even though Huawei specified that they've been growing since the ban has happened. But it doesn't include sales of the Mate 30 Pro that really is affected by the ban without having any Google applications. So it's really something that we want to see over time. When they finally release their Mate 30 Pro figures, then we can finally determine how they'll actually go if the US and China ban doesn't lift anytime soon, because the last license they have with the US ends on the 19th of November, which is not that far from now. So if the trade war continues, Huawei is going to be left out, and it remains to see how this will actually work. So now this segues me to the news story number 5, Harmony OS. Now there's been a lot of talk about Harmony OS not being ready. There's a lot of talk that Harmony OS is just for certain devices that Huawei is making. It seems that Huawei is working really hard to make, Harmony OS their main OS, and it should be released hopefully in 2020, but hard to get it within 2021 latest. But if they can get it right, they can get it in 2020 or 2021. We're not really sure. So now how is this it's gonna work the same as Android. You're gonna have an option to either boot up Android or boot up Huawei's Harmony OS. Just like a computer, you can install 2 operating systems. You can either boot up Windows or any other OS that you've installed on your laptop, which is, I think, something that's okay to have options, whether you want the Google side or you want the Huawei side, which right now it hasn't been tested, so we'll have to wait until the Harmony OS comes out. Gonna have to wait for the next Huawei phones to actually see how they really implement this and really test it out and see how is it really gonna work. Is it gonna work just the same as Android? Because Harmony OS success derives from having as much applications that Android has right now for it to succeed. If it doesn't have the similar amount of apps that people can use that can seamlessly move from Android to Harmony OS, it's gonna be something that that is a deal breaker for a lot of people, especially in the international market. We use Google services a lot, and without Google services you don't have a shoe in the international market. Even though they say that in China they're doing well, and of course China is the biggest technology market out there, so if they're doing well there, then they'll have some little bit of leeway to experiment with the international market. But it remains to be seen, and I feel like if they get it right with the first devices, this could really do something for the industry. And the last news story is the RAZR smartphone event is coming pretty soon, next month on the 13th of November, which is going to be exciting for a lot of tech fans. And we've been waiting for a RAZR reboot for the longest time, for some nostalgia cases. Now it's finally confirmed on the 13th of November. Make sure you put that date, write it down, make sure you're ready. I'm not really sure of the times when it's gonna go live, but I will keep you up to date on the times once we get closer to the date. And leave me what you guys think. Are you excited for the new RAZR smartphone, foldable smartphone? And if you can see the pictures and the GIFs out there, it's really something exciting. They're peeling off the old RAZR and revealing the new RAZR smartphone. Yeah, I'm really excited to see the form factor, to see how they implement their technology in this old phone turned new. Like, it's really exciting. Anyway, this has been an update on week. I'm ISMTech. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and press that bell so you can stay notified of my videos. And make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to stay notified with the latest updates, because we're not at 1,000 subscribers yet. And once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I can update you on the channel immediately. But until then, I'm i7Tech, and I'll see you guys in the next one.